We implore our family. Not some people are happy because it is a time to be happy. It is no other time when the country is not better. It is every other time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we will be on the ballot for the presidency. Well, we will come here and say, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for sacred day. They are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. There are people that can be read. They know nothing. The only person who will enter people and get cheap nothing from. Our marketers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million break out for marketers, people and younger ones to empower themselves. The money is there. But everything is on the country and the people. Because we are close. What is the last thing you get called about? If you tell you get called about, don't you get called about? You are not letting them talk. You forsake yourself. You get called about fasting. Whether you get called about fasting for real, you are telling them not to get called about. Don't you get mad? And you tell them you tell them you get called about for that. They don't get about what you get called about there. You know when I move to do all that, you move to all the way to go just to take about for what you get called about. You love to hear you go for what you get. Yes. Because you are talking about the one that is talking to you was. So you are telling to me that you are talking about because a budget. Oh, you get to be talking to the president. It's not good thing. Yes. They happen. Tell me, my mother, I'm not happy for you. And you are not going to be saying you are talking about or be telling that great people and laugh today. You are talking about not to be passing. You understand? You are saying that you are talking about. You can't work for you. Talking about that. You say that for the man. You go by go for you get. You just get there. You don't just respect you. Talking about for that. You don't want to get there. You talking about for that. You don't want you. They see that you do for that. You talking about. They don't for that. You talking about. Let me give up for you for them. Tell yourself what the way you not do. Tell the country they for wrong. You say you do the job for us for the country. Now you come and more for wrong for me. People die every day. He said the president probably is the most corrupt of you. I'm coming down. So I will shot you. You shot me now for that boy. I can't call you back. My boy, I can't call you back. I'm not talking to you. Then you for that boy. I can't call you back. Now what? My boy, you say you for that boy. Then you for that boy. I can't call you back. I don't do that. You are making my people. You are not passing. Then you leave. I can't call you back. You don't know. Then you know you are not going to go. You don't know. I can't call you back for them. Now you don't know. Then you are not doing it. I can't call you back. One more freedom, welcome. It was okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say for our leave you. Thank you so much. Hello. Yeah, we're good.
Before you know the story, I heard you last night we are going in to after the whole election at Ima Corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude and why. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The after don't even answer my phone, don't pick me up. They don't do me down. I don't do it. I don't talk because You all know why it's happening? In everything I will accept it because our son who is vice president in him from Lima, Lima to Lima, and said it's a very good better. The Senate sort of part of better. So we are good. The Senate built this country take the scope of the funding and the type of political ruling and the amnesty law, everything, and the position statement for this commissioner will be present on Georgia. Is where they said the way forward is the Panama hot discussion. Then when brother come out, here the two are coming there, it belong there, don't be there, and in that way, you don't take it all kind of way, what kind of thing? You want to go after people? Then, you know, the thing is they control the blood in the upper house. So they went, talking away, talking of feeling this, but I teach you, they did a solution. That part, yeah, that's a money problem. Yeah. Then the Senate then something happened. One of them almost went to Zombie house. Then they brought it back Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh, then when I heard what was happening, it was within 2 persons to start. I was me, Jim Money. I went to school. I said, what was going on? You were here when we were sent people. And you were here with our own relationship. And we sent the two on documents. These are documents to guard them. Then, but after the set up on the
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, what a good day. An interesting opportunity. Beautiful Monday morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia. With a new song, a new team that introduces the biggest and most listened to breakfast conversation in Liberia. The Freedom Money Rise from Freedom 87.9. Such is the case today. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters, they were emancipators, they were rescuers. But when it came their time, they changed their mind. Bastardizing our laws, raping our women, killing our children, peddling drugs, violating the Constitution. Damaging the image and reputation of the Liberian judiciary. But when they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. Increased rape. Rape cases have increased in Liberia since the king, since Mr. Barker became president. Over 2,759 cases of rape from January to October of 2024 under the president. We've seen no action. We've seen nothing being done. And all of that in just 9 months. And the average monthly incident rate has increased as well. 276 young girls, women in this country since Baka became president. Suffers the devastating impact of rape, sexual molestation, abuse, and all forms of domestic violence. What are they rescuing? And in the daytime, as we are talking now, up to the close of day, the record shows that 9 women against rape in the country, 9 rape cases. Families, children getting missing, mysterious deaths all over the place. They say daybreak mouth open, undefined struggle. The struggle, where the struggle is leading you, nobody knows. But this is Liberia, and the person, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hunger is another thing in the new Liberia, the rescue Liberia. What are some of the findings, key findings? Talking about hunger, we just told you about rape. The freedom fighters are not paying attention to the things that matter to all of us. Undernourishment. Approximately 38.4% of the population today are undernourished. 38.4% of our population undernourished, while the president rides a $1.2 million bulletproof vehicle. Child stunting, around 29.8% of children under 5 are stunted, indicating chronic malnutrition. And of course, these are the numbers. What's the number for child wasting in the rescue Liberia? About 3.4% of children under 5 suffer from wasting, reflecting acute undernutrition. Child mortality, folks. Liberia, Monday morning, under 5 mortality rate stands at 7.3%, partially due to inadequate nutrition and health services. The government wastes millions to remove one man as speaker. Now children are dying. And according to the 2024 Global Hunger Index, GHR, Liberia has a GHR score of 31.9, categorizing the hunger level as seriously disturbing. What are they doing? This morning we are here. Good morning, our friends. Good morning to you, Liberia, just wherever you are this morning on our voice. Those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, it's good to have you join us this morning on yet another intriguing conversation, a segment of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in the country. And this morning, we'll look deep and more into the Rickman rule, exchange of letter, press releases. The government of Liberia has issued a statement almost a month since statement attributed to bombing Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow were misconstrued, politically thwarted. And of course, we've seen the government come out clear, and the evil in the detail has been revealed as government of Liberia writes what many pundits have considered an open lie, a deliberate assassination, character assassination, defamation of another Liberian citizens, only to scapegoat and cover up the embarrassment, poor leadership, undemocratic nature of the president and his folks, the stealings and corruption. And then we flip over to the exchange of words, some will call it, that ensued after the passing of the former First Lady Nancy Bido. And when former President Weah wrote his condolence, which is of course something that happens, one of the daughters saw it as an opportunity for vengeance, and she wrote very damning, inconsiderate, unappreciated, heartless response. What do we make? What do we think? And of course, this morning will interest you. We have very intriguing perspective on that. And lastly, to close the show, we talked about the Liberian government's bid for the United Nations non-permanent seat on the Security Council. Where do we stand? With just weeks to go, what does the earth look like for Liberia? How well has this government solidified Liberia's chances for a second time on the UN non-permanent Security Council seat? My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, as always, Higa Gonda is here. These are, among many, the issues on the conversation this morning for you, and of course, plus other issues making news in Liberia. Higa, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to Liberians following us. We are here back from the weekend, fresh on the new Monday morning, here to continue with the Liberian people's job. It's good being back here, listen to the many. Yes, it is important that we discuss all of these issues, and we will have give you the opportunity to as well to speak to some of these issues. Tell us how you feel about it, what's your take are, and how you intend or how you think we can move this country forward. And in the midst of all of these things, Liberia's interests become or should be our topmost priority. That is why we are here. So for all of you sitting and thinking that the war or the calendar or whatever is static, we got 1,316 days to October 10, 2029.
Oh, hey, well, continue.
Yes. 1,316 days to October 10, 2029. So every day that passed, okay, let's look out for the climax between now to the climax of this week. We could be talking about maybe 1,310 or 1,311 days. And that is what it is. So everything you're doing, keep it at the back of your mind that you got an obligation. And for some of you who maybe want to represent the people in your various districts or county, you have to start preparing for that, because time is not your friend, and yes, time is gradually pushing and winding down. So that is where we are. Too many things to talk about.
And for those that have not been rescued, that anticipated being rescued, or people who are still hopeful, you have how many days?
You have 1,316 days to be hopeful.
For those that are beating packed up in the community,
dancing in Pupu
water, you have how many days again?
1,316 days.
That's what you have. 1,316 days to get all that you wish, all that you are insulting other people's mind and power for, beating packed up in their ear. And they settle you down with 150-hour job. They see 25 room you're renting, you still living inside, but you say you rescue. They see Kobosha, you're going here, but all you say going to rescue. So nothing significant has changed in your life, but you do not admit to reality. Was this what you were expecting? Your income has not, significantly increased to a point where you say, "Oh yeah, there's a better life today than what
But with all of these things, the president goes to a cabinet meeting telling his lawless, irresponsible, unserious group of individuals around him, telling them that yes, the country is better, we are on par. So, with all of the suffering, just not too long when I was on my way coming, there was another conversation in the taxi. People feel like the president, somebody said, I think one of the stations were giving news, and then the president was speaking. So the driver said, "Look at that on serious." So the other people were like, why you say the man on serious? But not knowing they themselves are supporters of the Unity Party. Even the guy who is the driver or was the driver of the vehicle is a local supporter of the president, but apparently he's disappointed in how the president is proceeding, how the country is proceeding, and so the guys wanted to bring commotion to the message showing a unity party.
Yeah, the message before you also
the unity party, Adika, and some of the pictures that he was in a unity party regalia. He displayed to them. So all of these things, it is terrible. With all of what we are still going through in our country, the president has not come to realize. Then this is the terrible thing about this entire thing. When my mother used to normally tell us when we were small coming up. She said, whenever spirits are fighting, or maybe you go in the bush to hunt in the net and spirit attack you, what you do is you cry in human voice, so that humans that are around will say, "Oh, but one of us go there crying. Let's go there and rescue the person." But you want to build experience, start crying the spirit. The people in the town will say there are two spirits over there fighting. What am I trying to say? Our country is dismally performing on the international stage. The living condition of our people is fast deteriorating. And the most terrible thing is the government, the president, have not been able to recognize the fact that this country is proceeding wrongly. And he has not been able to caution his workers or his staffers or supporters or maybe officials around him to tell them, say, hey, we have to double up. But the president himself feels complacent with what is going on in the country because he got fuel in his 1.2 billion vehicle. The 10 million palace in Lofa County is ongoing. His project in Bomi County on the Farmer Brackey's farm is ongoing. The one right here in Broadville is still ongoing. And all of these things. So you don't see it. You don't see that the country is suffering. Once Baka can work every morning and get breakfast on the table, get anytime you want, any money he want, he get it. Baka don't think that the country is suffering. And that's the terrible thing. But at least if the president could recognize the fact that we need to double up, things need to improve, then we can say, yes, we are hopeful. But with what is happening, the only people that are hopeful are the Unity Party partisans who supported the rescue mission and still hopeful that they will get trapped in the dying minute. And this is where we are. But whatever the case is, like we said, you have 1,316 days to do what you promised the Liberians.
Exactly so, and that's what it is. So, folks, today's Monday, and we are paying. But basically, he got all of what you enumerated. Simply put, it's just a demonstration of insensitivity. And if you know what it means for a leader to be insensitive, right? I mean, it means a whole lot when citizens are going through dire situations, and all the leader does is to downplay because he or she, lives in comfort. It's downright disheartening. But this is what we have for us. We are not surprised because even the folks who are out there feeling the pinch, you see some of them. Like, look at what you're experiencing in Texas.
Every day people complain.
But when you complain, as long as they complain, when that camera reaches Broad Street and charge them, and then they look,
You see people who
and I'm not the camera. I saw you Broad Street. I said that 200. Or you not pay my money at disgrace you. Even if you go at disgrace you, I just call crown you. Embarrass you. But anyway, so today's morning we are paying $4,000 on the cash giveaway. So it's star 799 star 11 hash. That's what you have to do, right? You press OK and enter, and then you will receive an instruction whereby you have to select the currency that you want to play, right? And then you also can select the number of times you want to play, the number of tickets that you want to play. Whether if you have just $100 you can play one ticket. If you have two, three, four, or five, you can play. Depending on how much you have on your mobile money wallet, you can play the number of tickets. And then you enter your 5 digits mobile money password to confirm your transaction. And of course, you stand a better chance this morning to win $4,000, and you can win multiple. As much as you are very lucky this morning, you can win very lucky. So, but yes, what's up? Your weekend? I know the weekend was very, very hectic and engaging for me. But this news from Nimba,
So just quickly, Abu, with the cash giveaway, Man U MTN is doing an upgrade of the system, the mobile money system.
okay,
So between now to 8 o'clock, okay, I'm sure if they are going according to time, then I think
okay.
things will
So,
just start
so we
getting
have a
better.
small little drawback, right?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
means
But
right
you
now
can
the
continue to
system,
play
yeah.
and wait and see
But
whether
when
it
you
will
play
go
now, it
through.
will not go
It will
through
not go through.
until.
But you can
So when
continue
you
to
keep
try.
playing,
Yeah.
once the system opens, then
Yeah,
you
just
just
continue
continue
to
to go.
try it. When you see that it's okay, then it's okay. But
But
you,
the senator passed, and then we held the election that was so noisy and divisive, and that passed. And we're hearing, I don't know how authentic this is, but I think you are in a lot of member chat room. This debate about property fight. Is it real?
that is something that we have been getting. Two or three of the children of the late senator, have decided to take issue with their mother
Okay.
for property and whatever. And quite frankly, the property is belonging to the late senator, especially the ones in Nimba that I've been able to see, and they are fast going down. And I don't know for whatever reason, but they are fast going down, and that is the reality. So again,
Wow.
you're not.
I mean, the man there has it.
Yeah, and I've been even 6 months because from
What
June
happened?
or November, it happened around November. The senator died in November, so if you have to come from November, December, January, February, March, April, May, we're talking about around 7 months since the senator died.
Yeah.
And
And we're talking about the main investment,
investment,
whatever, everything is going down,
and Abu,
and people are fighting
you and
for.
I start on this platform and play a recording or read a Facebook post and comments from one of his daughter, Inja Anime Johnson,
Mhm.
and this was the start of this entire thing. They are calling their mother name, according to them, that their stepmother, they're calling her name. Thing is saying that you want to claim the late senator's property and all of that. But these conversations are going to go a long way. And I'm even hearing, if not a court proceeding been filed, I'm hearing that there is or there should be a court proceeding to that effect. And that is something we're looking around to see. We hope they don't reach that point, but in case it is, yeah, the only best way we can do our rights is to go to the Lord. Let the Lord tell us, yeah, you are right, you are wrong, and that's where it is.
That's correct. But Senator Johnson is no small man when it comes to NIMBA. And when the funeral processes were going on, we saw all of the other folks. The vice president was always there with the family. What kind of conversation were they having? And the guy who was elected now as the replacement, Koga, what kind of engagement were they having with the family? Were they interested in uh, I mean, peace and cohesion among Johnson family to have, kind of maintain his legacy and keep it in tight, or they were only concerned about power after him? Whatever becomes of his legacy, whatever becomes of him, is all his business. They did not care about that. And in no time, there are public conversation about infighting within the Johnson family.
And Abu, about
Where are the sons of Senator Johnson?
about that, Abu, trust me.
Koga.
There was the mother of the late, let's say the wife of the late senator, is being also accused by the children that she saw the support that Koga and Kune received from that endorsement.
Mhm.
They say she showed support and all of that. If you listen to
That means she took money for it.
yes, one of the posts, the Facebook post that we read here, I think where she said, Angel Johnson said, people who kill our father, people who he fed, he clothed, and they turned their back on him and fight. It led to his death. These are the very people that the wife is running with.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't satisfied with that support and how things ran. But trust me, if it was not that case, we would have seen some of them in Nimba campaigning for the now senator. But did you see anything of such? Did you hear say, oh, like the late Senator Johnson daughter,
No, none of the children were seen.
or even the woman? At a certain point, that she felt,
Yeah, one time I saw
yeah, so just start to do it that way. But the children feel like that support was something that was felt, and in fact, even accusing the lady now of working with
Kunavi.
with them to eliminate.
Because it's apparent that these guys only interest with the Johnson family then were just to get the power, and that's the intent back. So they can go to court, they can do this. But if Senator Johnson was truly Jeremiah Kuhn's father, he would be doing all he can in his power and in his capacity to suppress, right?
Mhm.
And deal with anything that will come, particularly from the few. And in no time, we're hearing about this. Whenever we find time to talk about it more, we hope and pray. This is it. You see, what are we fighting for? What are we ready for each other for? Just 6 months, 7 months, just in past. The immediate family cannot even hold together for 7 months. And somebody said school. In fact, the sustainability of that school remains a question. Which of them have the capacity to maintain and sustain and run that school? Some of these guys will come from behind the scene. When the family feud has intensified, they will come with purchase offer. Yeah, you're right. Mark this statement.
And some could be
The city, they want the people to fight. In fact, they're even fueling the tension.
Mhm.
These guys are dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Remember, if they can get rid of the old man, they won't more about taking his properties. The children, if they understand each other and work together, it will be good. But these people want to take Senator Johnson. I'm just telling you people. But this is the goal. Regime elements are fueling the tension to dismantle the Prince Johnson empire or the Prince Johnson dominance.
And the only reason you will notice that it is their fight is Abu, because they want to be seen as the direct representation of the senator now. So somebody will, like you said, somebody will be fighting to buy the school for Jeremiah Kuhn, or maybe the Samuel Koga will be fighting to buy the school. And then what will happen now is the people will see them as somebody who is directly working to live on the legacy of the senator. So then they will continue to get that support, that legacy-based support, but not support that they have fought for, but support that the senator laid his life for. He put his life on the line for, and they just feel like, oh yeah, when I get the school, when I get it, when they put feel like, oh yeah, the senator, like the way it happened during the period. Certain group of people, because they had interest, they came around, they over battle, do everything they could do, and it paid off for them in the election. So it could extend that far. Mind you now, Nimba, as I am saying this to you, trust me on this, Nimba is currently divided, or clearly, Nimba is divided in the sense that Jeremiah Kuhn and his group of lawmakers, somebody say, oh, they deny Musa ability
when Nima will be united.
So somebody say deny Musa ability visa, and the reason is Musa did not see interest in traveling to the United States because he had one or two obligations here to settle. That's one thing. A bulk of the members of the legislative caucus.
Musa is a permanent U.S. president.
Yes. Bulk of the legislative caucus from members of the legislative caucus from Nimba are currently there. Why you know what is going on? The vice president pay all of those guys. He did everything for them to leave from this country, to go and represent. The reason he did so because he want them to go and build a more a team with the Nima citizens in the U.S. They got this thing called the Nima agenda. So their intention is to go and push the Nima's agenda. Musa is not a part of the Nima's agenda. Okay. Not really he's against the Nima's agenda, but they are forced to get Jeremiah as the vice president. He is not a part of it. That kind of conversation, where you expect Musa to do, where you expect him to say. You think
so Jeremiah so you don't expect Musa to be on that list
to go there. The first thing is the guys.
So somebody stays on the internet 1 minute does not see Musa among the flank of Nimba lawmakers and assume that Musa was denied visa. Here's the background, right? Could purposefully sponsor the travel of all these lawmakers, bought their tickets, pay for the lodging, the time there, and everything, to go and solidify his interest among the Nimba agenda membership in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
So on a discussion like that, with Musa having a whole different political agenda pushing towards 2029, right? Musa cannot be a party to such a conversation because he's not in sync with Jeremiah the national leadership. So, first of all, when you see all the other people, you see what you do as a responsible media outlet or a journalist. You want to inquire from Musa why you're not there.
But the people who doing nothing, they're not journalists, they're bloggers.
Yes, but you don't want to call Monty Collier media organization, and James Google also wrote it. Mm-hmm. The reason we highlight this is for the Laboratory themselves to know who are the real journalists, right? From those who are fitting to be and thinking because they align with the Unity Party, so that means they're right. People are qualifying, competence, qualification, and all of the sorts to align with the Unity Party, which is so very absurd. That thought is very, very stupid. However, so to verify and establish anything to give to your audience, you want to speak to Musa. Oh, Musa, we see lots of Nimba, almost all of Nimba legislative caucus in the U.S. at about this time. Why are you absent? Right? You get Musa side plus what you already have, and you can write a script inclusive of it all, but a story will be in a way that the reader will sense and know for themselves exactly, and then it will be left for them to judge based on how you will construct your story. It will be left for them to judge as to, oh yeah, I want to believe Musa is he did not have it. He wanted to be there, but he did not.
But when you're not just Musa, who is not a part of it.
No, but I want to say
there are other Nimba lawmakers who are not, who did not make the trip.
So did they? So they denied the one visa too.
So that the one they can't sit here to tell us whether these people were denied visa too. But the fact is, it is not just Musa who is out of that trip. There are other Nimba lawmakers. I'm told also the lawmaker from District Number 2 in Nimba County is not part of that trip. Tawangbo, we know he's on a legislative mission in ECOWAS mission in he's on the ECOWAS mission out of the country, and also Samuel Brown from District 1 Nimba County is not there. He did not make the trip. For what reason they have not? They who are the propagandists pushing. So
why they are saying all
this as well is not a part of the. Yafumo, who is from District 2, is not a part of the delegation that left for the US. And also my own district representative, District 8 representative there in Nimba County, Simiana, who is from District 8, is not also a part of
But
the
why would
delegation.
Samiana not be a part of it when Samiana is working with
So what is happening apparently, these are people,
so can you say Samiana is not supporting Jamal anymore?
no, maybe we can say so, but what we can say is, in this case, apparently it is one of their own who got denied visa. So they don't want it reach that point. So where people start hating at their own. So they now look for, let's stick you on Musa, and we stick you on Musa, and then anything they people see, then they will see they trying to call. They are not told us why even the Samuel Brand is a part of the Nimas agenda. Antoine is being used now to. He's the head of that admission, the Nimas agenda. He's the head of it. And then all of these people, even the young people, mind you, these are the people who were at our LG. So all of the lawmakers who were at our LG from NEMA are part of the NEMA's agenda. This is it.
So that whole visa denial thing is, I mean, it has no veracity. I mean, it's no proof. The narratives prove clearly that the conversation about Musa being denied visa is untrue. First of all, was Musa even a part of that plane trip that they are assuming because of his absence on, then he was denied visa? No, it's not. But we got to move to something else. So let's take a break with Crime Stopper. Transactions has resumed already, according to what. So you can now go ahead and play your cash giveaway on *799 *11# and be qualified to win $4,000 this morning on the show. Let's take a word with Crime Stopper. When we come back, we dive straight into our conversation. Too many things to talk about this morning, and trust you're gonna like it because we're bringing you all of the clarities and all of the information you need about these specific topics, and of course, interspersed with our own opinion. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Let's break with Crime Stopper, and we will be right back.
It's a moment I cry for many places. And every day, you can see. So you can see how you go. Something not in my head for your head already. That it can't take care of it. Come stop running for us. We said from the door. How do you reach when you go? If you see any motherfucking enemy, you touch it. You are yourself. If you see anyone you get, my father was. The people bringing something to your door. Stop it now and make a peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it outside, let's stop it for all of us. The people bringing something to your door. Stop it now and make a peace for them before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it outside, let's stop it for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting program. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sign.
People bringing something to your door. Every cry and make a peace for them before. Come stop on Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it outside, let's stop it now for all of us. The people bringing something to your door. Stop it now and make a peace for them before. Come stop on Liberia, from the center to interior. I said, let's stop it now for all of us.
Yes, Crime Stopper Liberia, and I said, Julie, ambassador for ECOWAS, the lead Bwaka culture ambassador is the electorate. The lead is the electorate. Ọlọ́run lè partner mọ owó tó wẹ̀ wẹ̀ bá. Ẹsẹ̀ bíbélì akínú sọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀ jẹ́sẹ̀. Lọ́gbọ̀ politicize the culture ambassador things. So that partner that want to get something. Ẹsẹ̀ Julian J. I saw the woman racking even your enemy. Very hateful, unserious, and divisive government. That's what they are. That's who you are. You are selfish, and you think you can defame everybody who did not support you. And that's going to take us to the letter that was written by the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism under the leadership of Mr. Jeremy Pia. In regards to what was believed, Ega, go ahead.
Yes. So the president, let's see, the communication from the president, the Ministry of Information, in regards to what the term of statements made by Bomi County Senator. As a matter of fact, he just came in country last evening.
Yeah, he had to call his trip short.
Yeah.
I'm told to be here to address and put this thing because he issued a statement in that regard. He was even terminating his mission. The mission he had gone on. You spoke about Taiwan, ECOWAS mission, and what have you. But the magnitude of the allegation, and this is a state allegation, but the state, the whole country will now and defame your reputation. It's not something where you can sit down in coffee and say, "Oh, I let a drink my coffee cold." The other one, so you drinking it cold, coffee, you drink it hot. So you have to think. So yes. But yeah, so this is something that's born out of a conversation that Snow as an opposition figure had on a local radio station in Liberia. I'm just giving the summary background of where we came from. And Snow as an opposition leader made comments that any opposition who have made or stated a position that any opposition figure will be stating, right? Which is clearly expressing his intent as an opposition figure in order to be well positioned, right? Is when the government that's seated fails on delivering its promises or its agenda, it creates a room or possibility for the Liberian people, the electorate, to listen to messages from the opposition. Then the opposition has a space to dialogue in the political process. But when you exhaust all of your agenda as contained within the arrest agenda for Liberia, right? Which in your mind are clear-cut vision that transform Liberia and creates an environment, and that guarantees progress for each and everybody. So where does that leave you as an opposition? What you can tell everybody if the government achieves her agenda and everybody is open, left with no message. I'm not a supporter of the government, right? So Snow is clear. I am an opposition. My desire is to come 2029 and count the failures of the government and use that as a stepping stone to make a case to be considered. So elements within the failed divisive unity party establishment, right, decided to put a spin. So they are always looking for scapegoat. These programs in power have failed already miserably. The results from the different surveys conducted by independent media outlets across the country.
The ones that are described as prestige managed.
Don't mind them. This is exactly what they will say. But it's evident, even in the text, when you sit on there, the opinions are shifting terribly against the government. When you sit in public spaces, in the buses, where it used to be 80-20 or 90-10, the views are shifting in no time. The views are 90 against the government, 10 for the government. In some cases, 95 against the government, 5 against. So they're drowning in their own lies and deception.
And the most terrible thing towards that is having people within your cycle, people who supported you going against you, is the most terrible thing for any other politician. You can still have people from the opposition going against you and saying things against you. Yes, you will say these people did not support me, so what do you expect from them? But when you have people leading your cycle and speaking ills about you, then I think you should rethink and put yourself back on track.
All right. So moving forward, where that they are failing and they're losing grip, even on their support base, supporters and people who proudly march in, people water across Monrovia, right, are very ashamed to even publicly associate with the embarrassment that the government has brought to bear. That comparatively, right, they appear dismal than the very government they succeeded and criticized, right? Embarrassed by these, all the government has elected to doing is what? Scapegoating for failures, enter the supermarkets, the restaurants, the stores, and the marketplaces, and sample opinions, right? And then you know what's up. So they are looking for people that to put a blame on. And this is exactly what they're doing. This is a die-hard Unity Party supporter who voted for Unity Party up to 6 months, 1 year after the Unity Party was still optimistic and hopeful. And the person wrote on social media, for those of you that follow, Joseph. He goes by the name Joseph, J-O, separated from the SEPA.
So it's just Joseph.
Yeah. Say, I don't know who will be running against George Weah in 2029, but I have already voted for him. Liberians are ready this 16 months into the presidency of Joseph Boakai, who came to rescue. There is no symptom, there is no sign for rescue. And the thwarted, misinterpreted, spin, know how to go and clarify, but they have understood that to survive as a failing government, you have to always operate on lies, defamation, and of course, deception. So while the public is focused on these defamation and lies telling, then you can be there trying to correct codes. But what are the possibilities even for you to correct any codes if you do not have anything in your closet? Here we are. So when Snow made these appearances, I think May 9 or so, the earlier part of the day, on Spoon, and made this comment, and came subsequently and clarified, the nation have moved, right? What did we see about a week ago? We saw Snow extended courtesy call from the office of the president, and Snow was in the executive mansion with the president, exchanging pleasantries, rubbing shoulders, having conversation about collaboration. Didn't you see that? The Unity Party folks posted it and wrote nice lines commending Snow, right? Thereby defeating their own propaganda that Snow was against the government. Snow was the man being taken to the executive mansion, having lunch with the president, having collaborated discussion. And in no time, under a week or a week later, your minister of disinformation writes a very disgusting communication about Snow. So what kind of government is this? Who are they? Today you're on this side, tomorrow you're on the other side. Today you say this thing, tomorrow you say the other thing. Let's read what the government is. It's important, folks. Statement by the government of Liberia, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, May 24, 2025. The government of Liberia contains recent irresponsible and inflammatory statement made by Bomi County Senator Snow, who is also a member of the ECOWAS Parliament. Look at the address. It's so demeaning, it's so dishonoring, and it's so rude. Very rude communication. Right? And this is a statement in which he vowed to use his connections at the sub-regional body, ECOWAS, to ensure the failure of the government of Liberia led by President Joseph Boakai Sr. The evidence proves the contrary. This is a shame and a disgrace for a Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism to be officializing disinformation. Your so-called class checkers aren't checking this. This has been over 2 days. We are yet to see any fast check update on this one. So you see why there's a problem with integrity in Liberia. Every time the government makes irresponsible comments and lies and deceive, the fast checkers go silent. When critical voices are chastising the government, demanding accountability, they jump and throw multi-range into it. Fast checker, we don't tell the other statement, and the other person lie. They will not you. So why aren't you fast checking Jeremy PR and exposing the lies and disinformation in this irresponsible attitude? Oh, this is okay. It's okay for people in government to tell lies. So clearly we see it is up to you, the Liberian people, to take these fast checkers seriously or not. The ones who will be serious and be not partisan will definitely recognize them with it. But a lot of them appear very partisan. A lot of them appear very partisan. Just like Eddie Jawolo, that's how a whole lot of these so-called fast checkers are. And they call themselves independent. Furthermore, and of course, here we have the recording from the school, Sony, right? Somebody can please play so you listen to Snow. Whether Snow ever said in the parents from school that he was going ever vowed to use his connection at the sub-regional body ECOWAS to ensure the failure of the government of Liberia led by President Joseph Boakai. The idea that a single man can instrument the failure of a whole government, 3 branches of qualified, competent, experienced individual, technocrat, but one man is so powerful and sophisticated that he wants to go to ECOWAS Parliament and engineer the collapse of that government is a red flag already that the Liberian people must capitalize on and take serious constitutional action. They are communicating to us their incompetence. They're communicating to us their inability to steer the ship of the Republic. To have written this communication officially to say that they want man here come and spoil the whole government. So if this one man is competent to spoil the whole government, then that means it's a useless government. It has no reason to remain in place. Mr. Snow declared that he would do, in quotation, do everything possible, including using his connection in ECOWAS to make the Boakai-led government to fail, even if it means discouraging foreign direct investment to Liberia and making the country ungovernable and unstable until he, Snow, becomes president of Liberia. Look at this bold-faced lie. Is your government. We told you, we have been here telling you that this is a criminal cartel. This is the first time in the history of Liberia for a government to hire notorious BMs, notorious drug dealers, give them our passport, diplomatic passport, diplomatic privileges, and put them in dignified government offices, and it's okay with them, with no background check, absolutely not. And they're telling the kind of feel lie. Say Snow went and said that kind of thing. It took a month for the government to realize that Snow said this thing.
And the government, the deputy minister and the minister, they don't even identify the release. So if you notice, the signature on the release, normally it would be like Joel.
Yeah, his name. Yeah, his name, yeah. The minister. So that PR, right? The government of Liberia reminds Mr. Snow and other officials who may hold similar thought that no citizen is licensed to undermine his or her own country and government by vowing to use ECOWAS internal institutions or other international organizations to either promote their selfish ambition or plot destabilization. This is ludicrous. I mean, this does not make sense. Why is the government crying baby? I thought you said you were making giant steps and you're transforming everywhere. Why are you crying baby? Snow wants to be president. Does Snow even look any serious competitor for 2029 as we speak? Absolutely no. Snow is not in the spot for 2029 anywhere. But you're crying over a Snow. Edwin Snow who could not deliver bombing country to his friend. But you're crying over him for 2029. This is a cry of a dying horse. These people are losing it. The government of Liberia calls on all sub-regional, regional, and international organizations to ensure that such plans by Mr. Snow and his collaborators to undermine and destabilize the Liberian government is not actualized. This is irresponsible. The government says that for reckless, disrespectful treatment of the ECOWAS delegation that came here to mediate during the impasse at the capital, they recognize that this thing will come back to roost, and now they're trying to scapegoat. You disrespected the people, and you're recognizing that now you need ECOWAS endorsement, or you need the actualization of ECOWAS endorsement of Liberia bid. Now you come now because you know you will not get it for being rude, immature, and irresponsible as a government. Now you come in now to play on poor Snow, and you think you can play on everybody, man. Liberia continues to remain a champion of peace, security, and economic integration until we saw this disaster presided over by a narcissist in Joseph Walker. Within the Monroe Union, the ECOWAS Community of West African States, African Union, and the broader international system, the government assures the citizens of Liberia that it has the capacity to, at all times, meet its obligations to the Liberian people and will do all it can to succeed, keep the country safe, and ensure stability and prevent those wishing to cause chaos from achieving their intentions. The government concludes by urging the Liberian people to work continuously with and lend support to their government to meet their needs and build a prosperous nation. This is a failing government. The failures are all over, and this is a clear admitting that the government lacks the capacity to deliver for the Liberian people. And in no time, they're putting excuses. They're finding scapegoat.
And I won't clearly the government is showing its weakness. That thing they're doing is first that they want to prove like they are intellectuals. They are just making the war in Liberians to know their weakness. You notice because of the way things are going, the way Liberians are seeing things clearly, it encourage them to bring in this thing they call the class reloading. So it tells us that Liberians are expressing themselves, and these people are coming back with the same false and fake propaganda that brought them to power, and thinking that they can utilize that very same machineries to rule the people or to lead the people. Now, I listened to him, and I should be having that recording here. Snow was very explicit when he was asked again on that topic. Snow was very clear, and he said he did not say so. He, Snow, as one person, he wants to become president for this country, Abu. He said that, and
Which is right.
wishes is right. And he said nobody, even in his club, the guys from he even said example on the majority block, the entire thing in the House of Representatives, how the people never wanted for Kun to succeed and Kufa to succeed, Kufa to get somebody, or people added to him. So always when you are competing against somebody, you always look for the person's lapses. So Snow, looking clearly and seeing the lapses from the government, the disrespect for the rule of law, police brutality on peaceful citizens, the harsh economic situation facing the country. He said these things and said, it is up to me. These things will continue on this path because these are based upon which I'm going to preach my campaign message. And that is clear. When the United Party were preaching campaign message against Joshua, they were not telling you Joshua building rules because he didn't really have work against him. No, they said we are still 25 million, we are still 16 billion because of that against
They
me.
were lying and plotting against the country.
So they
Insurrection in the country.
you see very Baka. Baka said if you get become president of the country, if you get become president of the country is finished. He said that in Grand Bassa, he's okay for saying that. So all of these things, United Party portray the very negative image of the previous government, even when the government was striving to make success to make impact in the country. United Party made it appear like nothing was being done. Over somebody to say, you might want the country will be as it is. It ain't any member of the opposition, even you, whether you were happy or we are putting rules around, or we are connecting.
But sat on national platform and said, "You're not bidding sour."
Yes, sour. I got that recording. I got it.
Yeah, I know. Man said, "Baga was bidding sour," and we was bidding sour because he is an opposition. But now Baga is president. Baga say everybody must support him. When you don't support him, you are not a librarian. You don't deserve to be a librarian. You don't deserve to earn a living. He goes after your life. He goes after your family. He sends people after you. Right? Nobody has threatened any Liberia. Nobody has organized militia. You in opposition organized militia and two petrol bomb in reputable people homes and offices. Yeah. It was under your watch. It was under your watch as opposition in Liberia that you threaten judges, justices. You threaten their lives. Snow did not do that. Nobody did that. Who are you? How dare you come here telling somebody about wanting to no, you are a failure all by yourself. You hire irresponsible people in your government who only care about retirement packages. That's all. You think we are not aware about the stealing they're doing? Why are they stealing? Because they believe that you are only good for one term and you're going to be out of this place, and you think that like people can listen to anybody to come and mesmerize them. The reality is clear. You had the likes of Yake Koluba them. Were you in opposition? What were they doing? They disrespected, dishonored state authorities and took onto themselves power, challenged the Liberia National Police on multiple occasions, formed belligerent groups in this country, threatening and harassing people. These things happened while you were opposition political leader. You sat every opportunity you have, you damn your country. Every opportunity you have, you damn your country, Mr. Baga. How dare you talk to us about how to behave or conduct ourselves? when our conduct are even more responsible than you did while in opposition. Nobody has threatened to end Liberia, right? You sanction the establishment of a red beret in Mofa that killed Tamamomo and others. People were killed under your watch in Nimba. That's because you wanted to be president. Were they not Liberian?
Since he became president, he had not said anything about that.
You set this country on the brink of civil war. Why in opposition? Nobody wrote international organization complaining you, and you come here pretending to be some kind of rural boys to detect how anybody lives in this country. What kind of dictatorial tendency is that? Right? Govern well and let your work speak for you 2029. Why are you panicking? Why are you afraid? Why are you baby crying around here? You go on social media, you lie, you say, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. You go to private company investment and their achievement, you take it instead of government project. When you go to somebody private company, right, and they're supposed to produce red oil, when they produce 10 red oil gallons, you put it on Facebook, a government project. What kind of useless government is this? That people elected you to come and sell and solve their bread and butter challenges. You are ignoring the complaints in the market and bringing the complaints in the market as opposition pay or sponsor narratives. You are listening to their citizens and dismissing their plight. You are dismissing the plight of your citizens, and you think you're a serious government. You employ all your bureaucrats from abroad. You bring them here. They collect our money. They send it abroad to take care of their responsibilities there. The money are not circulating any longer in our economy as it used to be. There is a strong relation on the local market. Businesses are shutting down. They're complaining every day. Even today, they will be complaining. And when we talk about that, you say, oh, the opposition view, they want the country to come down. No, it is you that want the country to come down. We've told you time will add number and we'll continue to say, be a country of one people, one nation, one destiny. But you say no, you're leading a country of unity party, unity party, unity party. And this is the mess you have created for all of us. This is the mess you've created. And to clean your mess, you're finding somebody to rub it on. This is nonsense, irresponsible and reckless. And somebody say, you don't want to believe the president told Pia to read this. Who favor is Pia looking for? Pia is looking for the favor or the sick weakling. Bakai. And Pia writes gibberish all of the time. Pia spew nonsense from his mouth all of the time. The president has intimated no objection. And you come here to want to save the president for being childish. What is this? Is Snow not a Liberian? Snow or anybody has the right to vow to be president of the country. Must that be equal to defaming his reputation and his image? You live a useless public service life that you brought no pride to Liberia, and this man is contributing internationally, keeping Liberia on the map. His reputation that he has earned at the ECOWAS Parliament is a victory for Liberia, and you want to pour mud on it because you have a disgrace or disgraceful public service record. You think we don't know you? You're selfish. Because of your disgraced public service record, and that's what you're trying to do with every other person. This is selfish, heartless, cruel, wicked. But this is what you have. If you take the least in the country and make them the head, they're always intimidated by other people.
They get it under passing a video. Oh man. So this is where we are. So it is good that we are getting here. And these guys are only trying. The people all along they've survived on these kind of things, but they don't know. The thing is, being in opposition is different than being in government. So things that you used to see before and go free and people clap for you when you see this time, people will be able to fast check, investigate these things, and be able to give the real
Like what fast
thing to
checker and
people. A
combo.
lot of people, I don't forget about that one. But people like us, we are here to fast check these
Of
things
course, we don't even need it.
and be able to bring the real thing to Liberian people. This country is bleeding, and Bwaka and his group of gang are saying absolutely nothing, but all they can say is the country is on the right path. Fighting to prove point, turning to project roads and things around here. Nothing is being done. People wake up nowadays with no sense of direction on how they will get their daily meal. All of these things are issues in the country, and all you do is have a ministry of information, like the students from SUP said, that have turned to a place to insult. So every morning, somebody will just get up, put up fake and lies together, fake things and lies together, and then yes, people want to feel like yes, that's how we can live. Let's do it like that. Let's the guys they are so crafty, Abu.
Now
Like
go
we
there,
said it last time.
go Alifa, everything. Give
Like,
me
like,
one
like,
day.
like, like we said it last time. The guys feel like or the country get here to here, but certain group of people. So maybe they want to bring in where or Snow's alignment with where and try to make it look like because if you want to do that, the country here hit where. So once you want to continue to get the support of the citizens, just continue to speak against we are associates and even the we are himself and all of that. While we are in opposition, he's preaching reconciliation, he's preaching all around
You already made
reconciliation.
a contract to the
So
service.
the government is not taking the lead in reconciling our country.
Every time the president speaks, I hate division,
This is it.
right? Writing terrible notes about other Liberian citizens. The same thing he did with former Foreign Minister D. Master came here.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of president is this? Everybody will support you. Did he support in your time? Did he support everybody? Must everybody support you? Fine, right? And you write down the communication about other people defeating other people's reputation. You think because the time was so useless in public service that everybody looking sympathy president, unwanted pregnancy. Everybody jail with the pregnancy. You go in the market, they put jam. You go in the street, they put jam. You enter the very offices, they put jam. You know why people not talking from the offices? Because you keep threatening them dismissal. You keep threatening. You think we don't know the point not happen. Look at internal affairs ministry. The don't even get set in place, right? The whole ministry is not functional. The minister leaves and goes sit down in Boulevard Palace with that. Every day he says there, drink loosely, gets drunk, and hire some sex workers. That's how you're running the country. You think we are not aware? We know. This is what you are doing. And you can't lie. Oh, we going inspect and they say, you took 3 months to give water tomorrow. But to complete one tell they say, I want you employ every year tell they say, lying government. Imagine a party owner who feel okay that he has a generator allotment of over $3,000 will sit down on national platform and tell you the suffering masses that the country okay. You see how selfish they are? You need to rise up. Right? On this radio station, you need to take your phone and spend the $20 and buy mini and call and register your displeasure with
Even
what is
when
happening.
they are seeing their own platform, I think we call or class reloader is the best opportunity, the best place for you to pick up your phone, call them and express yourself to them. So stop being sycophantic. Stop pretending that all is well. When you are putting it in their faces on their own very platform, trust me, you'll have the time to either call off that platform or start to do the right thing for you. And there is no time. You have to do so.
Yeah, watch let us continue. You will in no time you still seriously ask you to close that thing down.
Mhm.
Because government officials eating the millions and sitting and making mockery. You have an allotment, you feel comfortable, $3,000 when teachers, right? Teachers make barely $78 to $80 US in this country, 2025. The highest making not more than 150 US, teaching our children. And somebody tell for the generator to be on $3,000 monthly. Less than what a doctor take home. As critical as it is. And that same man says on radio to say the country is okay. How the country will not be okay for that man?
In fact, the Patriot mayor is currently out of the country. I know where he's back, but he's out of the country. So the mayor is enjoying the country.
And you think that no one in the country to fall? Liberians, if you do not wake up from your stomach and rise up to these criminals in power, they will keep making fool out of you. When somebody go put pee on Big Billy, he say, "Oh, the country, all right, the country making progress." How dare you look at the mediocrity? Somebody put lights on at the put, then they say the country, all right, because they not put level on. This is nonsense. What you think about for?
Yeah.
Somebody say, "Oh, Sunday night you can come to the port." Labor, all right, having nothing all abroad. Nonsense. How does it translate? Okay. How is that going to impact your contribution to the national revenue envelope? How is it? Oh, collect the money and eat and share among yourself. Take them to Katumu Baka in the first family. Nonsense. How do you run the country like that and you think everybody should be okay? And when we talk about how you think branding can stop us from being full to power, we're not. And you skip these national issues and you think somebody's going to take you seriously on the international scene. Your record will speak for you. Your record will embarrass you. The things you do here, right? Delegates. And what did you do? You call everyone's name. You insulted. How did Philip from Willard term the ECOWAS people? James, my friend, James Colette. And then today, after wasting, look, after this bit, we'll come to talk about how much the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wasted on this Security Council bid that was already sealed and sitting down. Just maintain it up to the period.
But they are not able to maintain it. And
just
I would
that situation, right? Everything everything had a team. So you did 8, 9, there.
Management.
Okay, let maintain it now. You can't bring it down.
From 8 straight to 16.
So there's a case where Labor bid for the Security Council. All right. CDC level here. Secure AU endorsement. Secure ECOWAS endorsement. All right. If you can't add up to it, but that maintain it, let's go there. Let's see what will happen. In no time, you have lost those endorsements. It don't have to be waiting for all indication. This is where we are. You are taking the country downward, and when the realities are coming, you jump and play politics and propaganda. Yellow machine, no accountability. You're jumping here, there, you're not. President recognize say that my interest here, you're giving to the person. Public welfare letter, you. About will not qualify a company, you're giving to a company that they won't do it. Then vice president say, we and Gumeni are working together. Gumeni are going 36 already. So, what kind of government is this? Here,
this is the government. This is the Buckeyes region. So I'm trying to confirm something. I'm getting information from the ability that from some places that he's expected to travel to the US today. Yes, so yes, it's 26.
The mayor is chatting. The mayor is on the verge of traveling to the very US or Tina.
So we can pick calls.
Tina, I know. I want us to chip in the. Now we're not saying no on that. Then we just open the lines and people can contribute to the both of them or either of them, right? That is the communication from Mami.
Yeah, Mami. Yeah, that communication.
I found it very, very interesting. just talk about,
Firstly, maybe we can read the message from the president, the former president.
yeah, please do. Is
Yes,
that
we
right?
can read them.
You know, there is a common saying that when a person dies, you have to eulogize, you have to say good words, kind words.
Mhm. So this was the message, the condolence message written by the former president. It's a statement of condolence following the death of former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Nancy B. Do. And this was written on Thursday, May 22, 2025. It says here, I am deeply saddened by the passing of former First Lady Nancy B. Do, who ended her earthly sojourn on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, following a period of illness. She will be remembered for her endeavors, charitable endeavors and steadfast advocacy for women during the tenure of her husband, former President Samuel K. Do. Her loss resonates with me personally, given the pivotal role the former president played in my journey to becoming a professional football player. I vividly recall her touring presence and unwavering support for her husband's initiatives to promote football and bolster the national team. Even in her latter years, Madame Dole remained deeply committed to Liberia. She and her family closely followed the nation's progress in the decades following the Civil War, all while championing justice and peace. Her passing has left a profound void not only for those who came to know her, such as myself, but for the entire nation. I extend my deepest condolences to the bereaved family and all those touched by her remarkable life. May her soul rest in eternal peace. His Excellency George Manen Weah, former President of the Republic of Liberia.
You see that statement is holding all of the factor constant, but dwelling on the positives, right? And eulogizing the dead. This is what is cultural. And this is what we know happen when somebody passes. But whenever you see there's a death situation and people come using that occasion to despise and say all of the damning and all of the issues, when you get issue with somebody, they tell their life, you go, you settle it, let my different people, you will stand, you will talk it, and deal with it. When the person pass, you can fight Debale. Debale go already. Debale now you get a chance to respond and all that. But anyway, star 799, star 11 hash. So yes, the system is on, it's active. You have a chance, you can play as much. Just by one play, you can decide to select 20 tickets, 10 tickets. It's all up to you depending on the size of your wallet this morning on Freedom 87.9. And of course, we're paying $4,000 to each of our winners. So let's see. Shortly, we will do the draws and give out payment. But we thought to bring this home because it became another area where elements from the regime intended primarily to use as a scapegoat room, right? To run away from their shadows when their own process is littered with skeletons of embarrassment. Just this morning, we're talking about the situation with Senator Johnson and his family, right? Just this morning, we were talking about that. So,
You got it?
yeah, the daughter of former President Samuel Do, Veronica Mami Do, did reply His Excellency former President George Manen Weah upon the statement read by Hager, upon the issuance of that condolence message by former President Weah. Mami saw it as an opportunity to, for the most part, bring politics into it. And Hager, you want to open this thing. Which okay, I'm trying to get it. I don't know what is happening to my network.
Sure.
So I did check your WhatsApp, right? Where about that letter? So she wrote that, and so a lot of the UP is trying so much so that they look for bad news or they look for things to as an opportunity for breather.
This is it. This is where we are. After the former president wrote his message of condolence to the families of the late um, Nessie Tutu, this was the response from Veronica Mamindu. Uh, do you recall that first Lily photo of meeting you with over 20 people assembled? Okay, meeting with over 20 people assembled, she said. You made her wait for you for over 8 hours, then publicly blame her for both of your presidential defeats and insisted she alone could have surpassed or suppressed the rumors about your marriage to me, Mamindu. When she explained that I was already married and had never met you in my adult life, yet he continued to belittle her as speaking foolishness and brusquely told her told her to get from here, man, and you call yourself mother. Your harsh voice reduced her to tears.
Those were basically trying to indicate that hey, we really do not appreciate it because when she was alive, you talk down on her, you made her cry, and of course, we've also seen videos of mommy, not mommy, but the mother is even claiming that she made frantic appeals with the former president to have a son routine and in his role or maintain his appointment and blah 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 blah. Look, folks, what I like to say is, look, you see, what you give is what you get. I cannot sit here and speak for the private relationship between the two and former President Weah. But for the politics of it, I believe former President Weah was under no obligation politically to have rewarded a man in a family who vehemently opposed his bid for Liberal presidency on every occasion. The record shows. This mommy and her man and her brother, we're talking about politics. Never. So how dare you make it obligatory that we are should have, must have, right? On the sweat of loyalists, reward a man and a family
A man who fought, insulted,
who fought,
said
resisted his presidency. This is the politics of it. The family, because the same way she say, oh, man, there's also a way we have to say that he did not receive a kind of treatment as a son or a foster son of the Dauphin. We have to make that clean. And it could be a family, debate between the both sides. We have to also enumerate or recount his generosity towards the whole family. And people will say, oh, that man, you do small. But this is the reason why everything, because whenever the man does good for people, they will come out and start talking, and things about the man, and the man will come out to recount. The very backer today, after the man did everything and saved his life, he went on radio and said, oh, the men are poor, and the presidency, and blah, blah. When the man replied, he see what he told the man. He said, oh, I the man go tell the whole was he carried him to the hospital, these are the reason he bad. Oh, so you went and called the man ball. The man get back to your vest. But the man tell you that, oh, that boy carry you to the hospital, Your savings could not take you to the hospital. Your family could not. That they born, you coming born. Right? Then you get back. One boy go ask you, oh, why you want to say, oh, the man go tell you, oh, but the man satisfied. When you try to put the man okay, the man keep it correct. If the man go now and start doing that one with it, mommy do it, poor now mommy do it. I just we are and a lot of people became emotional about this. But when I took the time and follow, I said, but there is no need. She was just being childish. And this is the reason why she took it down. She was just trying to apparently she was being used. Because the way the regime ran with it, apparently she was used. But it makes no sense. And you score no point on this one. Right? So what becomes of the man that the Doe family abandoned, quote unquote, their son we are from? They abandoned we are who they said is their son for the United Party and Black Eye wait for president all along. So how do you blame we are? So where have they been? So tell us pretty much where have they stood in this former business better than we are? Because this one surrender, right? Her clout. She surrendered the Doe family repetition and put it on the line for Waka's presidency. Not we. The opposed we are. All of the time they had an opportunity. The opposed we are. But they are saying we are is the political dummy. When you feel it opposing and insulting him, right? When the organic Liberian base support the man and he becomes president, the man should go back, right? And reward you and say you're not supposed to be president. The same thing that made the man got problem in the 2023 that became a serious issue. He decided to be kind-hearted, right? He maintained people on the job who were notorious, notable, new critics and opposition to him, who believe who consider him the least in this country, call him names, and equate him, right, in dominant manner. He maintained them as controller, right, as accountant, a reputable government institution. What did they pay him back? Leaks upon leaks, sensitive government documents. The leak it where to the opposition, and it was used. These things were used against him. Who were those giving constant information? Were the United Party elements that he maintained in the spirit of what? National building and national unification. Maintain them because you're running a one country, one people, one destiny. Right? And what did they do? They call him what? Dummy. And they undermine his government. Right? He maintained the National Security Agency head. Right? Understanding that that individual will be committed to the country. Not the TSCPA we are back with. Right? Betrayal. Using NSA money on opposition element, putting them on NSA payroll to work against the very government. Oh, we are maintaining them. We are maintaining the chief of staff and promoted him as defense minister, and took the defense minister everywhere in the world. We are when he took the defense minister there. What was the defense minister doing from the United Party government? Working with the United Party on private trip with the president, communicating with the opposition. But Mami don't say why we are agree with her man to appoint her brother was clear. The pictures are there available. So we are now the president. We are struggle with people to become president, but Mami do them back. Say because of my cry. And so why? You know how many people cry to make we are president and then get done? And then somebody who say we should not be president, that person cry. And so what? You see, that you're said to be the cause to bring disgrace and disrespect to your family. How dare you come here? Do you ever believe in we are? Are you supposed to? Why you can't go to work? I don't know. Stand to be correct, but up to now, the executive master has not issued a statement recognizing the passing of your brother. You now write a disappointment now that is state The man served the country. Your man did not serve Wuya. Your man served as first leader of this country. The state. Mika is not recognizing or acknowledging or sympathizing with the Dole family. Mika writing letter defeating another Liberian citizen. You not get there with that war. That poor we are trying to be magnanimous. What kind of country is this? I go to Fulham and take calls.
And we can talk to this country. Every time you talk about the country, you become more disappointed in whatever it is. But sometimes some people not just understand that some issues don't just deserve to be politicized. No matter what your political affiliation is, no matter who is involved. Sometimes there are some issues that you should just let it go. Especially when you know that it is not in your interest or it don't favor you. When you want to criticize, to be really clear that you stand by your statement. Why you took down the post?
The people you are.
Why you took down the post? One slow people passing all around looking for somebody to him or trouble on. Then you see somebody as somebody who she can fight because maybe her desire was not met. Then you feel like they kind of people that say, I'm serious. Are you all the close for your mother? You are still like people on somebody. Morning.
Good morning, bro.
Morning. You live on the web.
Yeah, Chad, thank you for the topic. Here I want to publicly challenge you to point out one question that the Rwanda, the Federal of Rwanda, to John as a person. Because in the country of the national to maintain or treat of which one was the chief picture of which manager. They were obligation.
Well, disappointment in James Dibana. In Dibana, all on that.
Yes, in fact, you are very outside. I'm taking players to say the club. They keep players. Most of them are here. They have a skill. Even because of the individual value in that. Or kind of personally that all the people give for and we all the people give for me. Why they don't look for me? They always say all the people nobody say all the actually anybody to do one of the things they don't feel we are right.
The lady over the in all of them forever.
Everybody knows that they want to I want to be there. And when I do, and we are doing that, I know what
Those family go there for Baka. So what did Baka do for them? So if you Thank you. 0776
let's go through this.
500
What's up?
Morning.
Morning, you live. Go ahead, you.
I'm sorry for this right now. Let me first of all apologize to the former president because now we are getting real still and I'm well on the air by saying that we have to apologize to the whole family. But saying I got a whole still about how the street that we are.
But I can be talking. I mean, today, pay don't be like that. Get it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was shocked for the Trump Congress to go again where the presidential election. That was a bad thing in the interview. And it was one that. Let me come to the belief from the information ministry. That everywhere is going on. I don't think those are working out right now after everything. Because every school was found a promoter. If you really monitor our program, and after anything Now the government. He said, I'm an opposition. I'm waiting for the government to say, so I was trying to power people. It doesn't mean that you went to everyone to command the effort of our government. No. But I really was ready to action minus nominated Daniel Sanders, who had nothing to offer the Nigerian people in our ministry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take this because let me connect. Thomas Sabo, you're on the line. We also have okay, the brother run away. But Thomas, you're there. When losing call, we also taking and then we just do the call. But Thomas, go ahead.
Thank you, Abu. Let me take many listeners. This is Thomas N. Sabo, the strategist of Citizen United for the 8 billion. Also, let me take it. This government, this is the first government I'm looking for prayer warrior or everything. Why would you see the government you want opposition to pray for you to succeed? Who does that? Who does that?
Like you ever pray for anybody? They even wait for the airport to be burned. So they will burn the airport, will burn the mansion. You want to poke in from the mansion, desecrated the sacrament of the executive mansion. You come here, you say someone will pray for you.
Even if God destined me as ambassador from heaven to Liberia, you think I want to be president for Liberia, I will be the government. So said, this government, let me say this. I want this government to feel and Joseph Parker will feel. They are already feeling, so I don't know why they're looking for that.
It doesn't make you in a bad citizen. You're still a good Liberian. Nobody make you feel like when you express your political weak. I mean, you're Liberian. That nonsense that's coming from you, looking from the mansion and wishing for the airport to burn and the mansion to burn. Those are stupid fools. No matter.
The government will feel. I will pray everything that Joe for that feel. Then they will feel. For PR, I don't like to address PR. I don't just like to address PR. Message for the next situation. You see, you didn't support PR, and you want PR to be when we are seeing because you necessarily don't need to be that road or on the ground, not angry crowd there, all kind of nonsense, or on the Facebook page. I think you just want the attention, and we are giving all the attention. Why did you get the post? That will come and read the key. You can't eat. How many are there who married it? Not just we are. I'm a travel back to Iran for people who are not married. You can't say she not married. We are your one. We are to be waiting. We're not sort of phone. Just all the people what you sort of mother. God is making our food.
I like that. Yo, anybody, hello, money.
My name is Phil. I call from Pakistan. So, like you said, in your info, you stand to be corrected. Yes, let me correct you. The government regular press briefing on Tuesday of last week, the government officially extend sympathy to the Doe family and people of Grand Judah.
I said, I'm not saying on the executive page.
You spoke the right English, you stand to be corrected.
Of course, and I also said, I'm not saying I stand to be corrected. I don't see anything on the executive marshal page.
That's what I said. That's the best source of what you use, right? So the government has official.
Okay. How many days it took? How many days it took for them to
accept? Right? So I just told people about that information. Abu, let me say this.
So has the government written on the executive marshal page as the president taking condolence to the whole family?
Official president of the government.
Who official spokesperson? The government get official liquor involved right? It's the official spokesperson. No one against don't cost.
Yeah, but the choice of what is money for me, I don't think it's okay.
But the people are directing it to deserve it. I owe no apology. These are two suckers.
Yeah, we can have different.
Yeah, but go tell them. Say, look, my man, why you trying to my man?
Yeah, let me go on immediately.
But end of the page, you go collect your scratch card. What is defending them?
I'm independent. So people who know
independent. Oh, you independent?
Over the last 20 years on radio, I government support. People who know me, you were the private people.
Man, you listen or you
somebody say looking at Costa Rica to be opposition.
Thank God for my family, Abu. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, they say you are the opposition at you,
So Abu, let me just the point. So
you finish making your point. You already say the ministry
nobody
on Tuesday. You say the ministry on Tuesday. Finish
Yeah,
passing
my
my
friend.
line.
Yeah, but I
So,
told them that.
so you can
So
get
the
scratch card from Mika or not.
that think I'm gonna go back good day, man.
Let's talk to this person. Morning. You live on the radio. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chief. Mhm.
So what happened to us there? It is something government from the particular election. God is stop the government from creating this employment for people. It is stop the government from creating opportunity for this. These are issues. When you are of people this, but if I am popular, you can capitalize on the reason, man. So why I think no wonder why you come up with this guy are down in the pool who got these are the guys for the opposition that pay 180,000 to the other opposition. I don't know.
They are.
These guys are the ones.
And the real country there.
Some of them have been on everything that wish the president have for two parts and yet you consider me. I got one woman I was going to do by this guy.
I got love. I got say, yeah, but I got still a mental test. Thank you.
Everyone, the president,
I still getting made. I think when I get job,
oh, yes. So I found out for the tower. You will say, oh, don't want to go. When you go to the dying on the street, you know that way you get through. They didn't know what they were traumatizing the army at the time. So God, they got to be a full of you that is there. These are the things that the terrorists talk about, that is the way to come to government. The hackers also are instead of it. Now they are trying to get green shirting and showing all around the place.
Okay,
Now they
Okay, let's talk to another person. Morning.
They go kill the person in Great Kima who's in time.
Good morning, good morning to my brother. Thanks to you guys. This is Edmonka, the Peter I always think it's one of the personal to you know, it's quite laughable. When you have independent journalists going to the market and bringing views from there, and those views are coming off does not suggest that anything good is happening in the country. This is insecurity. This is an insecurity. Because where the people are struggling to live life for themselves and it's very difficult for them to live life, this is the highest degree of insecurity in the country. So the government is serious about whatsoever that people have said in the past, we just call after making a statement, he clarified, and the next day we call him meeting with the person in the executive mansion. And after every slow like the mansion, they are chasing him. This is getting to be serious in Liberia. Where you will go as an opposition leader, you are still meeting with the president, and then the next day, of course, the bench executive against you, they need a star. Okay? So for you to succeed as a president, give it the very question that whatever that, then it's viral.
I didn't get any news, of course. They are testing for the back.
Yeah. So that's what the and then you reconcile the people. After reconciling the people, the economy and do everything in the country. But every now and then you are chasing major opposition leaders in the country. It's a serious issue that we need to stop. Okay? Do the needful. You are putting the country in a race. It's not every store, but it is true.
So everyone president. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Edmund. Thank you. Let's talk to this other person. Morning.
I will take my trying to call and then we can transition.
Morning. We're on the line. We'll move on to somebody else.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning to Vega. My name is Abash, regular joint news 24 Street.
Well,
Abu, let me tell you, good thank you for this moment. I lead to like the people, man. You know when things happen, the way people can start with it. They kind of cannot reach for you to break it down for people. The country will just put the country on fire. And let you okay, the way you will flying. You know that I had it coming to President Ria, come President Ria. And let me find you get me say I'm your grandfather and my wife to partake in your relation. That's my wife, maybe I'm not present. I will not support you with everything and that. You want for them to support you. Only thing I was thinking English, only thing I can say. They say you feel like you get that, and when you play your support. Why now your kids are wrong? Why you can't put it for help? Why you can't put it?
Yeah, then you get red.
My man, President William is right. Even not correct.
So all I had to tell President, we have to apologize. You got to change story. All I got to change story.
President William is a politician for the nation. Because you know what thing. Because they are saying that what they hate, they escalated how you look at it. But I just think all that people in Liberia, but you have to your Thank you, my brother.
thank you. Helena, is she on the
You
line?
know, so maybe you should participate in this second round. So let's take ballot constable.
Yes, let's
Come back, and then we go in our last conversation and call it quick. Let's break.
It's so musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime in order, don't take your in your hands for the red authority. Then it can't take your life. Come stop by for us. We need shelter to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human target, enemy, you check. Do it for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. My part of the people bringing safety to your door. Stop people and make it peace for them before. Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping ourselves the stopping ground for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop people and make it peace for them before. Liberia. From the center to interior, keeping ourselves the stopping ground for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. So let's bring this one down, folks, to Rumble 2, our last segment, of course, and bring you clarity on some of the other issues as it relates. Look, Liberian, nobody defines who is a better Liberian than their friend. It's demonstrated in your commitment and the work you do for your country. So you don't sit down and Unity Party criminals want to define your Liberian or your Liberian citizenship. No, nobody gave them that moral authority. They do not stand the moral ground. Even the president doesn't stand the moral ground to define that. He has to understand he has some, executive privileges, but it does not stand because if you look at what the president is doing and what the president is prioritizing, first of all, there are questions about his own, commitment to the country, owing to his priorities. President invests over $10 million in his own private well-being when the Liberian people are struggling for NCD. And somebody say, "Oh, you people, sorry, you see, yeah, the Grange boy, you got to count out. The Grange guy buying sentiment, criminals, lying propagandists. You think you will survive here? Oh, Grange level. The man who Beneza is saying Grange level, and the do you say go contain Grange level? You think that do Benny, you come in rise at Grange level? Oh, Grange level, you got to come. You got to send you. You got to go again. We are diesel. And when you see them mob, they walking, be talking, you say, look at the fools. You know, Granted, right? When you took and went after the son of Granted illegally, the man committed no crime. You went after him. You took his job clandestinely. Took the man's job for him. Oh, Aloysius Talu. All the Nigerian people who job in the country, and you took everything from them. Then you can your own partisan get an issue. You don't pay attention to them. Then they join and go blink we are. Then you say, oh, Nigerian people, your cow. That John say John Palmer waste John rest. That what happened with the Dove. Eh? Baka rejected, neglected his partisan in Nestle Dove, where everything she was going through. After all her political support was, she met her on that he showed no recognition. Absolutely not. The scene where Prince Johnson died, it took them months to acknowledge. John Kulu, always looking for sentimental things. Say, oh, we're coming to do a state barrier, a re-barrier. That that's how they started having issues. The Doe family write big letters and say, oh, we're not all for the re-barrier too. That thing started falling apart. They want to all around Nigeria. Things that you can control. They're both very sound. And those Jones can go there and put a picture and put a part picture. They go to the election and put him plugging. Things like when people let that know. So let's talk. This thing here with me here. The way you know a serious government that sees a national endeavor and considers it a national endeavor and rally everybody around the table is when serious matters are beforehand. First of all, that's what they say government is continuity. When when a government leaves office, the inheriting party takes ownership and responsibility or charge of all of the things that were left undone and continue in pursuit of the attainment of those. If this government, with how petty they are, if this government was going to attract resources on her own, they're going to abandon all the weird projects and start their own. But if you see they're not able, so they got to go to on weird project and everything, go stand here. Oh, yeah, banga. Beginning almost post flying out for coffee the last time. So they say, beginning all right, they start their day, how you can put a coffee. I see that banga, the slaughter coming going. I don't know, I ain't much. You saw the video?
Yeah, but you have different work.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
You didn't do like that with a
Yeah,
black project.
oh, we didn't pass another what side I did, isn't it? Say, low you on post flying. But I said, go stand there. Don't care. Yeah, say, go stand somewhere. You go put your hand on your project. The masses will come for you. So the United Nations non-permanence is a very, very important geopolitical positioning on an international stage because it puts you at a position where you're able to impact a trend of global conversations. And by doing so in the realm of diplomacy, when you have this opportunity, it is also a privilege to mainstream national interests and front because you already have the stage. So the possibility of fronting or mainstreaming Liberia's interests at the global level to reap benefits therefrom is guaranteed to an extent. But you're not just going there as Liberia. You have to ignite regional support, and the region have to see themselves in you in terms of providing kind of quality representation and all that because it's reserved. Anybody can go there. And Liberia is not the only country up there. And we are almost to June. We're supposed to be having these conversations and these elections are supposed to be going on. And the useless government has been passing around here, taking senseless diplomatic decisions, forgetting that there is something at stake. The bid for the non-permanent seat is at stake. And the government has gone ahead, taken diplomatic actions and votes against strategic partners. And the alignment decisions are not informed by the bigger picture. Yeah, in lieu of Liberia's bid, diplomatically we are chatting alliance, right? That undercut Liberia chances. You go ahead, the Ukraine, not Ukraine, but the Israel debate counter, blah. You go, you take your vote against America. America tell us that, tell us that. You measuring ammo. You telling the Liberian people that want that thing. And your major competitor takes a U-turn, takes a U-turn and move towards America. But you turn your back. But you finish, you come back, you say, let's pray.
Mm-hmm.
Diplomatic lobbying fails, and then you come to the country and say, all the imam, all the pastors, you can pray, a national endeavor, everybody can, let pray. This is nonsense. How we take the country and give it to people who say, oh, they know what they can do.
You can pray about God's decision.
When they go there, when they go there, they fail, then they come out. They say, oh, hey, you're going to go up in there. They say, oh, let's pray. Everybody, let's pray. To win that vote, then now you let's pray.
Mm-hmm.
That your actions, your succeeding diplomatic engagements, and the rapprochement you build in diplomacy that tit for tat. You do me, I do you. And you understand? So when America, for example, has a strategic interest at a given time, and Liberia has a strategic interest that's pending, right? But in making decision, you go ignoring the influence of the US, right? And you take a decision. That's the law is here on clip. The government of Liberia Senate Committee Chair on International Relations, that as of today's date, when they voted against America, that Liberia will take decision, will take vote on the basis of Liberia interest squarely. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
When the government was blundering the bid for the UN non-permanent Security Council seat, those were the comments they were making. They didn't tell you, but these were the comments. When they mortgaged Liberia chances and Liberia opportunity, they were bragging and talking about how Liberia is a sovereign country. There's that in the international arena, they are all sovereignty. Right? But they're bragging. Imagine Kuru, because Baga went and met some Chinese people, they pass around and say they're bringing refinery in China. 3 billion. Lala 3 billion in Jankuru. Liberia now will be taking decision. They here on Liberia Foreign Relations Committee in the wake of pending bid, where you have to lobby and you send a message that you pa how you be making decision now. Ignoring alliances and the purpose for which alliances are built in the diplomatic arena. You went against America and her ally. Now, push has come to shove. You know around nowhere, By the time you come in the country now to come tell us, say, oh, all of your workers, you're not pray, praise and worship for Labrador. If you not pray, that means you're not for Labrador. If you not pray, are we the one taking the salary to ensure Liberia gets the seat? Okay. The people who have been paid to go and lobby, who say they get an expertise, and you say Sarah Benson was in Nepal, she was in working in a country again, right? She know the whole diplomacy business, and how we born and pay her, give her all the immunities to trigger her diplomatic cleavages.
And the terrible thing is the very place, all those places that she have gone, these countries are backing up their support for Liberia.
Correct.
So I don't know why is that. Because
those things are happening now, right? Then she run back to the owner. Oh, and then that lazy child what goes out, and when beamer goes out, go people now start flogging and run to the door. Oh, people, and you say, this is nonsense. We empower you, give you all the resources. Go out there and lobby. Use your connect, use your contact. Make sure about Wednesday. This is where we are. We have secured ECOWAS endorsement. We've secured AU endorsement. Credit to the unit, the CDC, right? And Mr. Weah was making efforts beyond the borders of Africa, engaging friends in the Arab world, engaging friends in Europe, right? For this very bit, you join inside Kuru, you bring Baka project building inside. You tackle the old thing, you bring your foreign minister, who don't know left from her right passing around. There, common messenger jobs you're doing. They say that the best diplomat in the country, the brought now. We're not understanding nothing. And this is where we are. Then when you see the fight, then they blackmail you. And what the government is on a blackmailing spree to cover up a failure. If Labrador loses this chance, it's as a result of the recklessness demonstrated by those in power. And they will have to tell us why and how. How did we miss out when we came so close? That is the reason why it has become very compelling that the government delivers this, because it's like the goalkeeper left the pool empty, and then of course, how you call the ball? I mean, Yama get a pass, put it inside, and then you go miss it, then you come out, you say, oh, now Eddie Snow say you love it. It makes sense.
Maybe they go love it someone slow when they see the man get up money.
For what?
I wanted to because
Snow has gone nowhere.
the guys are bad. I'm just saying this to tell you the guys are feeling. Because if somebody is telling you the two, in fact, Snow is even more pushing for this agenda about the United Nations Security Council.
Everybody has been pushing.
Snow is pushing because
When my boss started, they're the one who were opposing.
of course.
When my boss started,
Because
there are
yes,
records. More early, and all of them when started under the Weah administration, there are records to prove these guys vehemently. In fact, they made mockery out of it.
They did not know you were going to reach this far.
When it reached their turn, they changed their mind. And you see, so it reached their turn now, they changing their mind.
Things that were not good before, now it is good because it is them.
So we put it in front, they said they struggle, they go in score the goal. They come in, miss the goal now.
Go tell the Radman Hardline in front.
Yeah. Hold on. What kind of man is that? This is, folks, like Liberians, United Party will not take responsibility for anything. The markets are failing, right? Children are being raped. All these things are happening in the country. They are escaping from their responsibility. They do not take responsibility for anything. They're going to blow this bait and they'll come here, sit here. Some of them have used that as an opportunity to steal from the country already. Who told you that when all of you in the country come on the radio and say, oh, yeah, we want Labrador to win, how can we win? Who told you that how you can win? Right? The credentials, the repetition. One of the biggest drawbacks has been the government's management of the legislative impact. They have portrayed Liberia so undemocratic. And this is a fact. Who's making was it? Waka took the rebellion on the legislature. You burn your Capitol building. What's the signal of democracy? What's the signal of respect for the rule of law? What classic example are you portraying that other countries will prefer stable democracy above you? What is it? How is that the responsibility of a young man sitting behind the microphone and communicating? How am I the one being paid for it? Did you even consider us, right, as a partner to rally in these endeavors? No. How are you so divisive, but you think the world will see you? Everything, we're in the information age. Everything is new. You're failing to hold a small country of 5 million people. You're failing to hold them together. You can only govern in division. Because when the country is united, the burden will become huge and you will feel colossal. So what are you doing? You are fueling division so that the small group of people who will go praise, worship you, you serve their needs, and it's okay. That's how much you're too small-minded, so you can't handle big tax. Waka is unable to handle big tax. That small tax. The gain CPB, he failed. Even the United Party, he failed and divided it. That because job building, you see everybody acting that they hustling. This thing is important. But we might just lose it because of what? Inefficient leadership, lack of vision, and political hatred. Failing to recognize national interest and prioritizing it and rallying everybody. They were undermining your own quest because of political correctness. This is it now. The benefits of your political expediency in the legislature, something, it will keep coming. When you disgrace and send people to insult ECOWAS delegation here, you are insulting the members country, the member state, because they surrender authority to that body. They came here as what? As Nigeria. They came here as Ghana. They came here as Senegal. They came here as all the other countries. What did you do? You send your studios to call them names and insult them. But now you struggling now. You see all of them must know your disrespect and go and say, "Oh yeah, good job." You think that opposition need to be wished in this case? No, you have already failed. The thing was set right from the point. Say, "Oh, just manage it here until the time reach. Just go collect. We already finished the all the other people in terms of AU. All of them say in terms. That means all the 52 states were in alignment, right? And you just need to put for other." So since the government
if Liberia must win the seat, they must have at least 121 out of 196 votes.
121. So how many multilateral or regional bodies have endorsed this bid since Abuaka became president? Have you heard of any? Maybe okay. We have got the African endorsement,
and even some other countries.
Yeah. So what endorsement have they gotten from regional bodies? You need how many votes?
121 out of a total of 196 votes.
At least get 121 countries to say, "Oh yeah, Liberia is a responsible democracy. Liberia can provide quality representation. The leadership in the country today is trustworthy, we believe." And somebody say, "Oh, it is not a leadership thing. It is a leadership thing." When Liberia wins the seat, not all of us will sit down there. That the leadership. So the quality of leadership matters. So when you are pushing for Liberia to get it, you must consider the quality of people we have in leadership today. Whether they can live up to the quality of representation required. You don't just do plan something. Is it oh they here they're not party Benin, they're not let where you gonna know they're not party Benin, they're not
And I was something I'm noticing is Liberian name is being dropped from the list of countries that are Liberia is going for the 2027 seed, right? I think the 2026, 2027 seed. Liberia is not there.
It's valid for
Liberia is not there on that list. And the list of countries, this is it. Several countries are currently vying for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for the 2027-2028 term. Why the exact list of candidates involved? Countries like Australia, Zimbabwe, the Philippines, and Indonesia are publicly, and then so this is it. So the list could increase.
Yeah,
Liberia is among them.
Some people
so again, if you go to 2026, the list of countries under 2026 are the 5 countries elected to non-permanent seats on the UN Security Council for the 2025-2026 period are Denmark, Greece, Pakistan, Panama, and Somalia.
The ones are there.
The ones are there currently. These are the ones that are going for the 2025-2026. Yeah. So their term is expected to end in I think December. And they were elected in 2024, in June of 2024.
So the new election will be here now.
They'll be here the term on June. Officially, okay, the new election, so this is it. But this is where we are. So we're still looking.
So, but the thing is, the pecking order, Liberia has.
Liberia have dropped the pecking orders.
The advantage that we had, this useless rescue has eroded Liberia's chances. And it is a tough call right now, and that's how you see them coming home and say, "Let's pray." Yeah, so let's take few calls.
Let's take few calls on this topic. 077610410486500104.
Which that would be there.
Yes,
that's just wishing now. Right?
0776100486500104 ID. And the numbers you call us on right here, and then you be a part of today's edition of the program. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Morning.
My name is Flores and I call from the Delaware government.
Go ahead, Chief.
In relation to the government, it's interesting how the government is not reading their own story. They forget to know that all these countries from Africa, all nations have been everything they report to the country on the state of affairs of the nation.
All right.
So the government takes full responsibility if we lost that and nobody has. It should not change because or anybody has. They should take it to their own office and run by against the UN and other state powers. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's talk to this other person. 0776104865001004. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead.
My name is Curtis where I join you for my resident on my church.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to the topic. You have a person that is very fucking lucky. That's how you see the country going on. There's a brother yesterday as a president working like a puppet. So you get a whole lot of this understanding will be going on around in the country. So former president, I want to give here to what that people are saying.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's talk to this other person. Morning.
Good morning.
You're live.
Yeah, it's our first day. I want to thank the student very much. You Pastor Man, people are talking about it. You guys are having enlightening Liberian people. And for the fact that we have a country where the actors are deceptive, especially this just a demon partner left from you. That's not deceptive. You, like you said earlier, from this against cover time. So why are you something that government is continuing? Why they couldn't have this in the state? They took that. Why did it happen? So you took that policy aside to their interest in the party. So they should be able to do everything for you. You can take the whole of step by one to that. How you know that this country is playing other people when it comes to power, it comes to people. It's going to involve the feeling. And I'm so sure that the people that are right, the before their eyes. The people that have war history. Make the civil war history having in the whole Africa. Shut it down very door and society. And 80 years after taking an own destiny, they are going to hardship and hardship. They were going to be a threat to the how can I take away the country? And you're sitting down there, you fool your hands, you're going to benefit. You don't know what really comes down to hell.
Okay. All right, thank you. Let's talk to another person. A few more minutes. We can put maybe 3 calls or 30 a day here. Good morning.
Good morning, God.
Yeah, it is difficult because there are too many persons wanting to make their input. Just
yeah, I'm personally why? Because the way we are living, the total use is happening to them.
Oh.
Just voice.
Okay, let's talk to this person from our WhatsApp line. Your line is coming in somehow. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning. Is this
yes, this is yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, gentlemen, my name is Lawrence Nodin, and I call you guys from Minnesota this morning.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
Let me say thank you for the work you guys are doing for our people. But with regards to this whole membership of the Security Council, the first thing the government should be able to blame yourself, You cannot throw that blame on anyone else but yourself. The way you are treating your own citizens, you think they are not watching it? You think other people are not watching it? Those are supposed to vote for you. You think they are not watching it? When people go out to protest, the way you treating women, look, I saw a video of the police dragging somebody, and I thought to myself, what's wrong with this?
Yes. Talk to them. What you see, we didn't bring it up this morning. Go ahead.
Are you kidding me? You opting for something, and you treating people. You haven't gotten it, and you treating people like that. So by the time we hear they got an opportunity to serve on a temporary membership committee, you know what it will start doing to their citizens? You know what will be happening over there? All over the place in America, yeah, we're hearing that as soon as they break, there's another party, all over the place. So what is going on? The government cannot handle that. Look, for me, if I were on that committee to vote, I would vote against Liberia. I'm a Liberian, but I would vote for this regime. I would vote against them because you know what? They will misuse it.
And your decision will be very patriotic. Your decision will be very patriotic because you'll be saving Liberia from embarrassment.
Because I will be for all the people. I will be thinking about the Liberian people.
All right.
Look at what is happening, brother. I saw that video yesterday. I felt so bad.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Time
has caught up with us. But folks, this is it. If Liberia loses this, it's not on you, it's not on me, it's not on any Liberian politician, it's on the government. The Republic surrender all of its resources in pursuit of this bid, and all is in the hands of this government. Give them everything, give them the privileges to go and interact on behalf of Liberia and convince people to come and support. Dana Hega Emanse job. Dana Snow job. Dana political party job. Opposition political party and the government. When you go and decide to do business with China and Russia, you will know it also has something to do with your international standing and your diplomatic relations, right? You are altering your diplomatic cycle and the influence also it comes with. When you ignore America, it has its own consequences. They're not all doing. You went, you saw fit, you are convinced, and you took your decision, and it's coming out negative. You want to find people to blame. No, you should take responsibility. You, Mr. A, responsible man. Take responsibility. If we win it, fine. But if we don't win it, even if we win it, what are we going to do there? Are we ready to be sitting, looking at everything that's happening in the country now? I said no. We're not a good example. Liberia needs to be politically baptized and cleansed from the mess, the hatred, the division brought to bear by these criminals who are using division to hide their criminalities. So when they divide the country thinly, then those on their side now, they use their gullibility to shield their ineptitudes. You see people defending corruption. Send the people stole the refugee money that in the government. Where the accountability? The president is suspending people. Where is the accountability for the refugee poor money from Ghana? Where is the money? The post stole the money, $22 million all accounted for public works, building roads. The whole government go big ground for dusty road. Government went TSA road. The break ground say national road project, not new at dusty road. Man, we gotta go, man. I don't know what's the funny word.
And we'll be here on tomorrow with the Tuesday's edition of our program. It is good that we are always here to talk about this because until we are here, there are people who can be sitting and waiting to hear the fights from us. So that is because of that we always muster the courage to be here. So until tomorrow, let's keep the peace of our country. Liberia is all that we have. There's the only country that we cannot be rooted from. Thank you.
And indeed, this is how we like to wind the curtains on the morning editions of the nation's premier breakfast platform, Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, the voices of reasoning, the voices of fearlessness, objectivity, and patriotism. We will be here tomorrow. My name is Abu, and of course, Hagar was here. Until we meet you, do have yourself a wonderful time. And like Hagar said, the Musa they said was in our visa is contemplating traveling to America. In fact,
traveling to the United States between today. Yes.
So the fake news breaker. How many times we put one group of news breakers liars? And you know, in 1 month time, I'm gonna be here again. I said, man, how many times you lie? You can't say that. You have to lying. But anyway, when you support the lying agenda, you have to lie, and, you know, to make it. My name is Abu, like I said, and tomorrow we're gonna be here. A very fascinating conversation. We'll look at the Fachi scenario. Our people are crying, our people are dying, and of course are left homeless by an insensitive government. We'll talk more about that tomorrow and other issues. Bye bye.
When they were coming, they said they were liberator, but when they beat their ground, they change their mind. When they beat their ground, they change their mind. What kind of people they see? They are freedom fighters. What kind of people they see? They are freedom fighters.